Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager. We of course are playing as Derpdigital Racing. We've got the best drivers now for some reason. I'll take it. I'll happily take it. We've got Engelhardt over here who replaced Faith Anthony. We kind of fired her, you know. He is just playing better in every single way. He's got some ways to improve as well. His braking is going to go up soon. His smoothness will go up pretty soon as well. We've got some extra improvement rate there because I'm an ex-driver. He's looking good. He does cost a lot though. But it's all going to be worth it in my opinion. Anyway, we've got ourselves a race. Right now, today, the Black Sea. Prediction is rainy with a bit of summer for the practice and actual rain for the race. Fuel burn is low, tire wear is reportedly very high. We've got 30 laps, each one being 2.6 miles. Not sure why it says the length in miles, because I chose kilometers per hour, I think. But, you know, that's alright. Now we can go to the actual race. We need to select a sponsor. What race sponsor are we going to try to collect? What objective are we going to try to achieve? I think we'll be, well, I don't need to think about this. It's pretty darn certain. We're going to go for Golden Tiger Bank because if we reach 13th or above, that will be a miracle in and of itself. We will only get 200,000 extra euros if we do make that. You know, it will soften the losses that we're making a little bit. Up here you can see where you previously placed, although we haven't raced yet. This is the first race of the season, so there's literally nothing here to look at. That's all great. Next up, we can fit parts. Andre Gomez is happy that he's got a slightly better car than Falco, that's alright. And he hates the car, he thinks it's a piece of rubbish. He needs his dignity. We're working on it, buddy. And then Falco. The parts we've got fitted are looking a bit naff, boss. And he thinks his car is roughly as good as Andre's. You know, that's the small stat boost there for making him a number 2 contractor driver. We need top speed, acceleration, and high speed corners. We have neither of those. And yeah, 30 laps, just checking. That will come into play with our pit stop planning during the race. So we know there's a good chance of rain coming up, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll try to make that a benefit instead of a downside. We'll probably practice on wet tires as well. Or intermediates, you know, something for the rain. If the odds of rain are that high, it's looking fairly likely, you know. Alright, practice. And it looks like we're starting off with clear skies. For now, at least. We can see the weather forecast over here. We can see the temperature indicated by the vertical bar, and we've got the weather above it. Currently, looks like it might be cloudy. There's no rain report. We can get a telemetry center, I think. That allows us to look further and get more accurate forecasts. We don't know anything right now. You can also see track grip. Of course, as we keep racing, our tires will start to slowly crumble, and bits of rubber will stay on the circuit. And the more we go, obviously the higher the track grip will be, because we've got more rubber on there. Yeah, that will help us out. We're going to get Andre Gomez and Falco to both step into their cars here. Falco has 19 feedback. Gomez has 17. And Anno only has 12. We're not going to practice him. He's complacent and a reserve driver. He doesn't have any potential. Falco does. Now we're going to be looking at 30 laps here. We're going to need to pit at least twice, because I believe the ERS starts with certain rules that tell us that we have a 40% fuel tank at max, which basically means we need to stop twice. Which tires are going to be best for that? That would probably be the softs. We can push them a little bit higher. You know, we don't suffer a massive degradation in speed, but we do get a massive boost in durability. So we'll practice with softs for now. And then we need to tune the car setup during practice. Practice is basically just to try and get this set up as well as you can. We've got the car balance here. We can influence that by changing 6 different parts. The front wing angle and the rear wing angle mostly affect downforce, and they also slightly affect handling and speed balance. We've got pressure in the tires and the tire chamber. That is mostly fine-tuning handling and speed balance. You know, one will have a small effect on both of them. The tire pressure is the most precise one. Tire chamber, slightly less precise. And then we've got the big blunt ones. We've got gear ratios, which are for speed balance, changing it massively, and they also slightly increase the handling. Suspension stiffness is mainly to change your handling. We're going to have a very... well, it's fairly corner wide, but it also still kind of favors top speed. So we're going to leave speed balance roughly in the middle. And I think we might increase our handling a little bit. I think we might want a little bit more downforce as well. So I think we'll go with that. And since our cars are roughly equal, I think we'll go with roughly the same setup. Ooh, you're actually going to have slightly less downforce. Okay. That's interesting. So, yeah. I think we'll increase your handling a little bit as well. We'll leave the speed balance there. But this little green bar basically tells us our mechanic's recommendation. I think that's both dependent on the mechanic's skill and the knowledge we gather, which is where the feedback skill comes into play. The more feedback we get, the smaller these bars are going to get and allow us to pinpoint where the sweet spot is. You're not tuning for the driver, you're tuning for the car. That's a very important distinction to make. You're going to have different drivers, like checking out the car. So for example, if Falco had terrible feedback, and my reserve driver is amazing, I'd have the reserve driver check it out, and then Falco can drive the car on race day. With no difference there. We'll get you out on softs, buddy. Get you on some slicks. Up here we've got active knowledge, which are basically perks we can earn during practice for the actual race. Which is good. We'll take this practice session, yes, because we are going to be way better at that. We're not going to change anything about the car right now. If we were to do anything, that would take time. Just gonna cancel that. We're not going to change anything. Over here we've got stints. So we're going to go out on a short stint. We're going to work on a race trim. We only currently have race trim. Later on you can also get qualification trim and that sort of thing. And that will basically help you like figure out, do I want to focus on the actual race? Do I want to focus on qualification? That sort of thing. You'll get a tiny performance boost. We don't have qualification right now. We don't have to worry about that. So we're just going to focus on a race trim. And we're going to send you for a short stint of roughly 3 laps. This basically determines how much fuel we bring into this practice session. And we'll keep sending out on soft for now. Right. Same thing for Gomez over here. No changes. Short stint. And we're going to speed up time a little bit. To like 3 times speed or whatever. That will be good. And over here we've got a lot of things on the heads up right now. We've got our standing over here. We're just going to take a look at Engelhart over here. Which is basically pretty simple. I actually got handed a pizza. Over here we've got a little bar. That's the setup knowledge. That's where feedback comes into play. The higher that bar is, the more we know about our car and how it performs. This little thing called alt lap basically tells us we are coming out of the pit right now. And we are not actually practicing yet. We're just going to do a short quick run here. And we're going to bring our people right away. Right back into the pit stop. So we'll go into the pit track right here. And we'll go back. Engelhart actually told us he's got perfect gear ratios apparently. So now we've got a bit of information about how the car performs. We're going to send him out again. We're going to take a look at the knowledge we've gathered, which is going to shrink the green bar a little bit. Although not really very far, I gotta be honest. But we know that our speed balance is excellent. That is the best it is going to get. Our downforce is great, which is the second best. Our handling, however, is 4th best. So we're going to try and change that a little bit. And we know where the sweet spot for our speed balance is, so we're going to keep it roughly around there. Although, for expedience sake, I don't think we're going to change much else. I will want to shift the downforce down slightly, to see if that gets better or worse. But we want to leave the speed balance mostly the same. We're just going to do this for now. We're going to try to change the least amount of parts, so that we don't take as much pit stop time. Time is valuable. But we've got a really good setup right out of the gate. 91% out of 100, which is really good. I really like that. You're just going to keep going on those tires. We don't need to change them. The least amount of tires we can use, the best. And Gomez actually really loves his downforce. He thinks it's the best. So we've got a pretty good setup here already. I'm going to try the same thing on you. We're going to try setting you to 63 over there as well. And we'll try increasing your speed ratio a little bit because you've got more reach there. Although I think that is going to get worse. There's only really one way to find out, isn't there? Just try it and we'll see. We're going to bring them out again. And we'll immediately bring them back in again. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can get the setup done as quickly as possible. And then we can just focus on getting a decent time. You know, getting some experience as well, getting some knowledge of the track, getting those perks. It's called knowledge. I'm just calling it perks because it basically is perks that you earn on a per race basis. These are going to differ each race. Rather, you will have to re-earn them every race. But for this race, you'll get a bit of a boost. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got excellent, great, excellent. We are set up to 96%. Decreasing the downforce did help. Increasing the handling did help. What we're now going to do is we're going to mess with the tire chamber a little bit. Because it's going to be more precise in changing our speed balance. And we'll try to increase the handling a slight bit more to try and find the sweet spot for that as well. But aside from that, yeah, I think Engelhart is good to go. We're just going to keep you practicing for a while, buddy. Or we might bring him in soon. We've got Gomez up to a good grade great, or an excellent grade great rather. Also at a 96%. You are loving the changes we did, which is great. I might push you a little bit with the tire chamber here, to see if we can do anything. That will be good as well. We're nearly done with the changes. And I think we'll bring them in once again, just to double check that everything is right. After which, we will just have them driving for a while. And then we'll actually start looking at our time. Now, we can set a strategy here for driving. That is not important yet. But I'll go over it here quickly, because we don't have anything else to really go over right now. We can set a driving style, which determines how aggressive they drive, how fast tire wear goes. Of course, if I'm telling to be attacking, they're gonna go through the tires quicker. But it will also help us, because they will drive more aggressively. If we back up, however, we will try to hold up cars behind him, to allow our teammate in front to get through, and it will also go really easy on the tires. Same for engine modes. If we push it to overtake, we're gonna use a lot more fuel. If we're just going low, we'll use less. Right, you've gone down a bit, so that tells me that the sweet spot for your handling is on the other side. That's good to know. That is good to know. We'll probably get it with that, actually. Rather, we might. You're still loving everything else, so we're going to send you out on a 6-lap stint. That should be enough for the rest of the practice, and you can just keep driving now. Gomez, on the other hand, also medium knowledge now. Has also gone down slightly, but we did find a sweet spot for his handling. And now we know we need to keep his acceleration a light bit lower. There we go. That might do it, and then we'll mess with the tire pressure a little bit, just to push it a little bit back, and that should be fine. Now you two are going to go on a 6-lap stint. And that will be all we do for this practice, basically. We've basically tuned the car as best we can. Now we're going to have them drive. And we're going to see what lap time we get. We'll also need to keep an eye on the weather forecast. It is starting to rain, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to try and get our soft knowledge as soon as we can, but we might have to run on intermediate tires a little bit. We're currently running on softs, which are also referred to as slicks. We're going to have to switch to intermediates or inters, and once the track gets fully wet, you'll want to switch to wets. You're happy with that, that's good. I knew you would be. And it's going to rain for like the rest of the practice session probably. So I am having them drive on a flying lap, which is basically them trying to drive for a time right now. I'll have them finish one lap just to see what they do. We performed terrible. I'll bring you in. You've got high knowledge right now of your setup, that's good. And we placed dead last. I blame the rain for that, to be honest, and our terrible car. But we should be able to get active knowledge level 3 for racing trim, which will give us a lot of extra performance. And we might be able to pick up intermediate skill 1, that would be good. There we go, we're going to send you out. Yeah, your knowledge is amazing, you're at 98% right now. We could mess with it a little bit more. I think I actually will. There we go, leave you unchanged. I would like to get you up there. It's probably a bit too much, though. There we go. And then 3 laps will be fine. We'll push you out on intermediates. Those will be the best for the current wetness on the track. We'll bring in Gomez as well. He's got triple excellence. Hell yes. 98% as well. I don't think we're going to mess with him any further. We'll just send him out in intermediates as well. We'll probably get a little bit of knowledge for them. But because the softs were not in their sweet spot anymore, we were not gaining experience for them anymore. And sadly, we will not be able to get another... we won't be able to place a better time. Which is honestly not a big deal. It's just practice, you know? We're here for the car setup, not for really the knowledge. And we'll be set up for the... Oh, look at that! That is the first time I've got a 6 times excellence. That's really good. I like it. I like that a lot. Still... We've got a terrible car, so we're probably not going to do very well. Which is a professional risk we're taking, I suppose. There's the results. We finished dead last. That's okay. You need a better driver than Andre Gomez, unless you're going to come last all season. This is basically sort of Twitter. Pretty lame session. The fans are not very happy. The fans are not very happy. We'll probably do better in the actual race. We did kind of get slowed down because there was a sudden amount of massive rain. And I wanted to finish at least one session. But that's fine. Now we've got the actual race here. Race objective will be 13th or above. We do currently start there, actually. We start on grid position 18 and 11. We start with rain as well. A slight bit of rain, it's not looking too badly. So that's quite alright. I will have to be right back though, as this hot pizza in front of me is getting cold. And that would be a waste. I'll see you in a second. Alright, sorry about that, but you know, you can't let a good pizza go to waste. Let's auto pick here. We've got our race trim. And we've got our soft tires. This is basically where you can pick the 2 knowledge skills you will be bringing into the battle. Or the race, rather. Sure, you might call it a race, but battle is just a battle of wits and skill and a lot of gas, a lot of fuel. It is going to be damp. We don't have the knowledge skill for the intermediates, sadly, so it's just going to be this. Everyone's super duper happy. I like it. We've got starting fuel of 12 laps. I think we might actually go and change that just a wee bit. I think we'll give Gomez one bit of fuel less. Each lap of fuel that we carry is going to impact our lap speed by 0.154 extra seconds. So we've got 11 laps of fuel. That's going to be like 1.7 seconds slower than an empty tank. But then again, you can't drive on an empty tank, so there you go. A large part of this game is trying to optimize your tires and your fuel at the same time. It also depends on the league you're playing in. Actually, I'm going to take you down to -2. Because we're driving on intermediates right now. We'll bring 11 laps of fuel on Falco. That will be good. And driver strategy. In the beginning, we will be going attack and overtake. We've got enough stuff to burn. And, you know, the AI is going to do so as well. We can see our starting positions over here. These are dependent on the championship position, which is your driver championship. There's one for drivers, there's one for teams. So you might not win the team award, but you might have the best driver in that specific season. And the best driver starts at the end of the pack. So number 1 starts on number 20. Reason being that, you know, if he's good, he's going to be able to work his way forward again. Whereas the bad people get a chance to start ahead. So we are currently on position 11 and position 18. Because Gomez has arbitrarily been decided to be in number 3. So Engelhardt's going to be at the front here. If we check tab, we can see the strategy for all the AI and what kind of tires they're driving. They're almost all going aggressive, so that's why I am also going aggressive. We've got some sparks here. Engelhardt is immediately overtaking into 9th position, actually, which is really good. Gomez managed to squeeze up to 14th at the moment. Now, this will all change relatively soon, but while we're still in this tight pack, we're going to be running the very aggressive modes here. Oh, that's not very good. We're caught up in a giant pack there now. Everyone's running intermediates. Because, of course, it is very wet and it's going to keep raining for a while. But it is looking like it might lower a little bit around like lap 8. After which we might want to pull out the softs. Engelhardt there is in a very tight battle for position. It's not going very well. We'll speed up the game a little bit because, you know, there's 30 laps and we need to get through them at some point. Preferably today. You know. There we go. We're doing pretty alright. I think we're going to ease off a little bit now. We're still going to go, like, very high, but not quite as lethally high now. We need some longevity here. Now, there are some other important things to keep in mind. Our sponsor objective, which is the extra bonus money. And this is our tires. And that's our fuel. This little bar here on the right side of the tire tells you how hot the tire is. If it's too hot, it will break sooner, basically. If it's too cold, you can't really get enough grip. And then there's a little green bar here, depending on like what tire you're using. That basically tells you how worn it is. If it's in good condition, if it's in bad condition, will you need to change soon? That sort of thing. We are probably not going to reach a lot. You know, we're probably going to stick in low places. Rather, we're going to finish in low places because, well, let's be honest. Our car is crap. We've got the absolute worst parts of everyone involved here. Which is alright, you know. We knew that going in. Number 1, we can see on a little minimap here, has got such a far lead on number 2. That's a gap of 12 seconds. That is going to be very hard for them to overtake. The team there, Garuda Racing, I believe? They are the best suited to this track. But yeah, you can see things like the speed up there occasionally. You can see the pace, which basically means, are they going faster? Are they going slower than they normally would? These little bars represent their time in Sector 1, 2, and 3 respectively. If anything there goes green, for example the pace is green right now, that means he's on track to do a really good lap in there. If one of these blocks goes green, he's got a new best time in Sector 1, 2 or 3 respectively. And if, God help us, it actually becomes purple, that means we've set the fastest time in that specific sector. Although, again, our car is crap. And number 1 has got a 19-second lead right now, my lord. That's pretty bad. Englehart's mostly been able to hold on to 14th position right now. The real changes are going to happen when we get to the pit stops. And we will have to stop at some point, right? Because we are going rather low on our fuel. We did kind of push it very hard for a while. AI has mostly backed off now. And I think I will actually tell my guys to, you know, go a little bit slower. Stop pushing the engine so hard. Because it also does affect the engine wear and tear slightly. But it will save us a tiny bit of fuel. And yeah, we've already dropped to like 40 seconds below the first guy. But then again, number 2 has a 20-second drop, so... Right, we're going to try and plan a pit stop tactfully. It does seem like Gomez actually overtook someone. So that's good. We're now in 17th and 16th, which is not great. But again, we are working on our car. And this is literally our first race. We are going to perform poorly. That's just the way it's going to be. We're now entering lap 9. Rather, number 1 is entering lap 9. We had fuel for 10 and 11 laps, so we do need to be careful with that. The wetness on the track is currently going down. I am not sure if we're going to be able to push Gomez for one more lap. I know we can push Engelhart for one more at least. And that's good. But I'm not sure about Gomez. We might have to pull him into a pit stop soon. What we'll probably do is we'll throw him out on the softs. And we'll just chuck him full of fuel. So we don't have to stop him for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him in. He's got 0.9 rounds. He would not make it. So we'll get a bit of a performance increase. There's the tires that we actually did our practice on. You do not get those tires new. You know, they stay slightly worn. But that will be alright. We're going to take 10.7 laps of fuel here. That will be fine. We can see part condition here. The gearbox is going a bit lower, but we should be alright, hopefully. And down here we can actually see our estimated position. We could choose a pit stop strategy here. We can play it safe, less chance for error. Or we can go fast. We can shave off like 4 seconds, but we've got a 1 in 3 risk of something going wrong. We're going to play it safe, because this does not have any effects on who we will be placing or fighting against right now. So we're just going to play it safe. We don't want things to go wrong. Engelhart is reporting there's got a bit of tire wear now. That's true. He's down to 25%. But I think we will be fine. I think someone else went in for a pit stop as well, and that's why Engelhart's now placed 15th. And yeah, Gomez exits in position 18. That's not great. But he does have new tires now. And he will be able to push it for a while. We're going to pull Engelhart in soon. And we just planned this ahead. He will go in at the next possible pit stop. We'll get you like 10 laps as well. Your parts are looking good. Slightly less alright. If we pull a fast pit stop, we're estimated to be at position 16. We'll be slightly ahead of Maria something. And if we don't go for a fast one, we'll be battling her. So we're just going to go for safe. I don't want to take the risk. You're about to start losing a little bit of tire performance. We've got 20 laps left currently. You want to come in for inters, you are an idiot. Never listen to your drivers on that. You've got the magical weather forecast and they do not. The weather is going to change soon and yeah. See, we are not the only ones currently switching to softs. If the AI does it, generally you're alright to do it as well. We got a great pit stop there on the refueling. We got a good pit stop on the tires. If you have a great pit stop, there might be a little bit of time shaved off, you know? That's good. And Falco's really happy. That was a good pit stop, yeah. Kudos to the people there. Andre Gomez has taken over Bao Tang. That's good. There are some people, like, still in front that still have to do a pit stop. There they go now. They're switching away from their inters. That's fine. I don't think they're going to carry quite as much fuel as we. I think we're just going to play it safe, honestly. We're going to go play endurance. Because our car's crap. But we might be able to get him on a pit stop. So, you know. If we just play it safe and we'll try to speed things up a little bit. Because now, right now, we're not really in any pack. We're not in any trouble whatsoever. 15th has quite a bit of lead on us. We can see over on Engelhardt's side here, we've got a 10-second gap now with the person in front of us at 15. It's a bit of a shame, but that's how it goes. That is also because we are quite full of fuel. So yeah. That is not really helping matters very much. Our tires are also getting a bit cold because we're driving conservatively. Which is to be expected, but at the same time, I think it might help us out in the long run. Number 20 is actually pit stopping as well. I think these guys actually collided or something like that, because they are very slow. They're very far behind as well. Just look at that. I'm pretty sure you've had some parts fixed, at least. They've suffered some damage. That's not very good. But you know, that's not our problem at the same time. And we are driving very conservatively, so we are saving a bit of fuel, which might save us some time at the pit stops. You know, that would be nice. I am going to tell you to push the tires a bit more, though. Because right now, we're about to get to the cold zone. That's not very nice, you know. It's going to hurt our tire durability. We got a black flag there, a blue flag, rather. Another black flag. God, no, we're not pirates or anything like that. The blue flag basically means someone faster is going to try to lap you, so let them through. So we're going to have to let people through if they start waving a blue flag at us. Kind of annoying, but there you go. And yeah, the track has pretty much dried up now. The track grip is still non-existent. Because, you know, it just stopped raining, so there's still a bit of rain on the track. That's going to wash away all the rubber. But as soon as that dries up, we should be fine. We have a 26-second gap to the person in 15th. At the same time, our position to the people behind us is also quite clear. So I'm going to hedge a bet here and say that we're going to finish 16th and 17th in total. It's not great. It definitely isn't great, but, you know, we're alright. We're a crappy team, and, you know, while getting the sponsor objective would be amazing. Oh, look, people are going in for a second pit stop. Yeah, we don't have to do that yet because we're playing conservatively. We actually almost caught up to the person in 16th place. Although, you know, we still have to pit stop one more time, so that is going to be all for naught, I'm afraid. We're not going to be able to push these tires to the edge of to the end of the race, sadly. But we should be able to take on slightly less fuel, and we might win some speed that way. Or we might not, you know. That could all just be speculation. Of course, with a terrible car, probably not going to do very much. Interesting thing here, the 18th is actually right behind us, but I think we've lapped them. Because there's a gap of like 91 seconds with them, so I think, yeah, we've got them lapped. Your tire wear is getting pretty bad. Yes, it is, Gomez. Yes, it is. We'll probably pull you in for a pit stop then, mate. You know, you are driving conservatively. I don't think we will have to do that anymore. We're gonna switch to super softs. Even though we don't have the performance increase for that, you know. The speed stars have changed a little bit in comparison to the practice session. But we're still gonna get more speed from the super softs. We're gonna just get 8 laps of fuel in there. Which I think is overkilling it by like 1 lap, but at the same time, there's not much we can do. Your gearbox is getting pretty damaged right now. It's still on 33%, so it's probably going to hold out. We don't need to fix that anymore. Exit well ahead of Rogers, exit well behind Falco. Yeah, you're going in for a safe pit then. Falco has actually overtaken Nick Chu for number 15. Good stuff, buddy. Although he's had a second pit stop and you haven't yet. So that's kind of... well, it's a good thing. It definitely is, don't get me wrong. It's not really going to help us all that much, I'm afraid. It won't really do anything. You're starting to struggle with tire wear as well. I'm trying to get you to heat the tires up a little bit more. Yeah, drop back to 16th. We're going to pull you in for a pit stop, buddy. Switch you over to Super Soft as well. You're on the same lap, so... yeah, we're just going to pull you in for 8 laps of fuel as well. You've got a bit more damaged parts. I think you might have had a tiny bump with someone. Nothing, like, spectacular, but, you know, just standard overtaking stuff. We'll set you back up to medium and whatnot. Another great refueling. Excellent, that's what we like to see. And you are not dropping any positions. That was rapid. Thanks, guys. Good show, good show. Can you take a look at the gearbox? No, I will not take a look at the gearbox. It's down to 30%, okay. So we basically got a warning there. Not looking very good. We're 20 seconds behind the person... no, we're 30 seconds, really? Yeah. Wow. I am bad at math. We're 30 seconds behind Chu, and we're 66 seconds in front of Tang. So, yeah, like I figured, our finish positions are pretty much determined by this. And we should have enough fuel, hopefully. Everything will be quite alright. Not great, but then again, this is the first race of the season. We have 0 improved parts as of today. We are working on them. And they will be here for the next race. We might even be able to squeeze in a second part if we're lucky. Engelhardt has a bit of extra fuel. We did just lap number 18 there, so that's good. You know, we're also lapping 20th again. For some reason, 20th is so far behind. He has literally got a 5-minute lead, almost. Or rather, a 5-minute gap with number 1. Tire drag is really bad. Yeah, your tires are hot. You've got some gearbox issues. That's a shame. You've got a couple parts looking a bit dodgy. Yeah. Gearbox 25. The rear spoiler is looking at 29. We're nearly at the end of the race, though. Unless it suddenly dies, we'll be fine. You know, we don't need to worry about that all that much. Oh, Engelhardt actually took over in 14th right now. Oh, that's good. Some people had to go for another pit stop, yeah. Sabato and Cavalcanti both had to go in one more time. I'm going to keep you on medium, though. But I will tell you to be slightly aggressive. You know, we need to hold 14th if we can. That is going to be so much better. And no. No, 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 no! Censored by the GMA. Yeah. There's just not much we can do with a crappy car like this. They will overtake us again. Yeah. We're back in 16th and 17th. Thanks, game, for giving me false hope. I think they had to do like an emergency repair or something. You want to pit for fresh tires? What have you done to those tires, man? You've ruined them. Oh, and there's a bit of rain coming again as well. That's fantastic. We're not going to switch tires or anything. We're just going to have them finish out the race. We've got such a far distance with the with number 1. He's going to finish like 1 lap early. And oh god, your gearbox is 19%. You're having troubles with that now. If that breaks suddenly, he might disqualify. But there we go, final lap. So after number 1 is going to do 1 more lap, we should be fine to finish. So yeah, we'll be fine. We're currently driving our own lap 29, but as soon as number 1 goes over to finish, it's just a white, the checkered flag is going to wave and we can just come in. We'll finish 16th and 17th, which is, it's down to the car and not the drivers. There we go, race is now ending. We'll tell Engelhard to go overtake, I guess. Just because it feels good. There we go. We really need to do better than this. Yeah, we should, but we're working on it, buddy. You're alright. The parts hang in there. There we go. Garuda Racing. They were looking well before the race, and well, they proved why. They've got a really strong car. Like I said, we are working on it. Now this is scrutineering. Like I said, those illegal parts, yeah, they can get found out. This is when it happens. We didn't get found out. We don't have it. Ooh. Alex Rogers, you caused a penalty. You caused a collision. Ooh. I'm thinking you might have hit Dembele. He finished with like 3 extra laps. Oh well. We can see that Tanveer Jah actually got a fastest lap bonus. So he gets a little bit of extra points for driving the quickest lap. Now we can see the driver championship standings. We are pretty low. And team rank, we are dead last. Tied with ZRT Autosport and not Dragon Racing Team China. We need to do better than this, clearly. We promised to do 8th. We're currently only 2 points behind. But you know, we had Nick Chu. He earned a lot of points for Dragon Race Team China. But we did beat Bao Tang, who was like their worst driver, so that's something. We'll work on this. I wish there was a video game where I could play as Octane Racing's manager. Oh god. And then you can see like people from other teams can comment, fans, that sort of thing. Not really that big a deal. But yeah, that was rough. We need to do a lot better than that, clearly. A lot better, just straight up. Now, let's see how you improved. Morale goes up. I don't know why. We did terrible, but okay. You are building up relationship with your mechanic Gary Watson. We didn't get the other mechanic yet, which is a shame. Your morale is and has been terrible. Your stats are going down, but you're terrible. We finished 10th, relatively, in this race. So our chairman is not happy. And our marketability actually goes down a little bit. But, you know, Falco and Andre are both happy. And Falco's stats went up a little bit. It's very slow though, so don't expect much. And we shovel out a ton of money for everything. That is a bit of a shame. And then we get the other races as well. Because, you know, we're not the only cup currently going around. Well, sorry about that. I have no idea what's up with this game. It's like, yeah, I played for 29 hours offline. Totally fine. I start recording it. Everything dies. Oh well. We've got 5 emails. We've got a report from you. That's fine. Car condition update. It's all crap. Interview with Channel 6. I'll take it. Andre Gomez has claimed that your brakes seem to be holding the team back, and technical commentators seem to agree. Is it true? He needs to button it. He doesn't like that, but, you know, he needs to shut up. Oh, crap. I wanted to renegotiate with you because you're a greedy bastard, apparently. Let's see. Will you take an even, like, payout then? He's being really rough, I gotta say. Ooh. We fixed our engine. Or rather, we finished designing it. So let's go make a new one because we need 2 engines. You know. One is crap, the other's not now. We can get ourselves this, which is added 2 days, admittedly. But it does mean that we have plus 35 again. So we would get up to a total of 80 right now. That's good stuff. Ah, next level. 70 to max top speed. That would get us to 150, although we need a test track to build that. So that's not going to happen. We could use her skill here to do this and shave off a few times, but you know, we'd have to make a good engine first, then we can make a great one, and then we can use this to be like, hey, we don't need time to build. You know, we could make really good brakes with that, for example. Brakes are quick and pretty cheap. But yeah, we're gonna go with this one. That's gonna give us extra build time, sadly. But you know, I don't want to take risk level. That's the thing. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I've seen people use a lot of banned engines and whatnot. Although, you know what? No, I'm not going to risk it this early on for something that's like, oh yeah, you'll get it a bit quicker. You know, a bit less development work. I'm not going to risk a part that might be removed, you know? This engine costs 1.65 million. If we get caught with illegal parts, that engine gets taken away, so we'd have lost 1.65 million. I can wait 2 more days, you know? It's gonna take 6 days. We get it 6 days before the race. We might be able to brute force some reliability on it. Yeah, we're gonna build that part. We need more engines. Engines are a big part of car performance in here. And we're not gonna fit it yet. Finish car repair, that's good. So now we can go to improving parts. Suspensions are looking good. So we're gonna squeeze the engine in. It's at 38 out of 45. Not bad. And we're going to work purely on the engine. We'll have Gary work on the performance a little bit, temporarily. And we'll have Camilla work on the reliability. And then hopefully Mauricio will finally decide that, hey, this might be a good team to join. Oh, God damn it, you greedy bastard. God damn it, he just doesn't want to join. He's a bit rude. We got one more sponsor offer as well. It's not a fly. Great. I don't think I'm going to take this, frankly. It's 100k. It's going to last us 4 races. I'd rather wait until you expire and give me a good offer, because this is just frankly terrible. It's Falco's birthday. We can pay 100k to throw him a party, or we'll send him a card. I'm not gonna waste money on birthdays. And now we get to simulate another race, the World Motorship Championship. Yeah, just don't really care. Ah, he's finally accepted, that greedy son of a... Took him freaking long enough. So yeah, bye Camilla. Good riddance. And you were reliability, okay. So now we're gonna go to improve parts again. And we both have a 0.8. That's really nice. Engine is done. So we've fully done the performance over there. That's good. I think we'll have Gary work on the brakes here. Or maybe the gearbox. Yeah, we'll get a gearbox. Why not? You know, we'll make them slightly less terrible. You're going to keep working on the engine, although I think we can now afford to shift some staff off. You know. Reliability at this point is pretty good, so... I don't know. We're also going to have that other engine in here pretty soon, so we'll probably continue working on that as well. And we just signed Kurtz. He's happy to be here. That's good. Designing finished. Excellent. Octane Racing had to do a quick hire because we just stole their mechanic. Good. Report in the upcoming race. It's 29 laps. 40% chance of rain. Will favor acceleration. Tire compounds for soft and medium. You're bothering me about a telemetry center. We don't have the money. And there's our engine. Good. We're going to boot you out of there. And it's going to take us a lot of work to actually get that done. So yeah, we're going to work on that right away. It's going to take us until next race to really have it in peak performance. But we now have 2 better engines for our guys. That's really good. I like that. Had some preview race bites here. some gossip. Away from the front of the pack, struggling Derpdigital will be hoping to see some improvements this weekend in Munich, as the circuit offers them a chance of picking up some valuable points. This race's a great chance for us to improve, said Andre Gomez. But we are going to be wrapping up this episode here. It's been a long one. That's because I've been trying to explain some more racing things. Next episode and so forth should be a little shorter, hopefully, depending on how the races go and, whether the game keeps crashing. It's a hilarious problem I've never had before with this. So we'll see. But thank you all for watching another episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and perhaps a comment down below as well. Really helpful, especially with a new series like Motorsport Manager. And I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you would like to see more. And I will catch you all next time. Until then, have a good one, folks.